As most of you have probably picked up on by now, Georgia's defense is losing a lot of guys. We're seeing a lot of guys who are not going to be playing next year that we watched last year, and there are going to be some pieces to fill. Kirby Smart, Will Muschamp, and Glenn Schumann, they have a task that they need to figure out, and that's how to retool this defense. Not just the entire team, but the defense specifically is losing a few stars across the board, a few guys that are going to go in the top 3 rounds of the NFL draft. Impressive loadout that Georgia's producing as far as NFL talent goes, but that hurts the team for this year. Now they have the 4 and 5 star guys to do it, but who is going to be, what is going to be their biggest challenge? In my opinion, what their biggest challenge is going to be, Ryan Curley from Dog Post giving you that challenge today. It's going to be how they're going to replace that guy right there, Nakobe Dean, someone who's a big part of this book that you need to check out. Click the link below. It really is cool. Gotta plug the book. Now, I think replacing Nakobe Dean is the biggest issue for Georgia this season. I'm somewhat on record of saying that I think he was Georgia's most important / best player in 2021 on that national championship team and season. He was the leader. I think that he was the leader of the entire team. Now, it's a large roster, it's got 100 kids, but Nakobe Dean was kind of that guy who I think led by example, led verbally, and he was a star on the field. How does Georgia replace a Butkus Award winner? We've seen him do it in the past. We've seen Roquan Smith go away. But who's the name to watch out for this spring, and who's the name that Georgia's going to need a lot of help from this year? Jamon Dumas Johnson, number 10, the inside linebacker, 6'1", about 230-something. They call him Pop. Kirby Smart was asked about him last week, and he didn't even know. When someone said Jamon Dumas Johnson, he was confused. Pop is what they call him. So I'm gonna talk about him. His name is Pop. So Jamon Dumas Johnson, JDJ is another nickname you can give him. But what's important is he's going to be playing Nakobe Dean's position this year at inside linebacker. And Pop is going to need to pop a lot of dudes if they want to be good this year. On defense, 72 total tackles, 6 sacks from Nakobe Dean, 2 picks, 1 pick 6 against Florida, 1 scoop and score fumble against Alabama National Championship that got taken back. A little bit controversial. What does Pop have in his bag? Well, he showed us some stuff this year. He got into the games. He played in 14 of those 15 games, and he had 22 tackles. Not bad for garbage time stuff. 2 sacks, and he had a pick 6 against I think it was Charleston Southern. I can't remember who his pick 6 was against, but he took one to the house. So we know that he's got some instincts. We know that he's got some speed. This is a guy, he was a top 300 player. He was a 4-star linebacker from Maryland. And he is a guy that this spring, the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing from the players. The biggest name that has popped up has been Zion Logue. Who's going to be really good that we're not talking about? Zion Logue. That's what the players are talking about. But Pop's been brought up a couple times, and they call him Pop. I've never heard someone say Jamon or Dumas Johnson or Jamon Dumas Johnson. So Pop is coming in, and I think it's very important that he played last year in 14-15 games. He had a big sack against Georgia Tech. We know that he can get to the quarterback a little bit the way Nakobe Dean can. We know that he can make those open field tackles, and we know that he's got the instincts. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen, in the small sample size of Pop this past year, we saw a little bit of everything that Nakobe Dean can do. And I think that's really important, and we've seen him, he sat behind. This is his sophomore, so kind of similar. Nakobe Dean played a little bit of similar role in 2019. So this year, in 2022, Pop is going to be one of those guys in the linebacker room. Freshman Jalen Walker is going to be somebody in there. And then on the outside, you're going to have guys like Robert Beal and Nolan Smith. But on that inside, where your Butkus Award winner is gone, Georgia's dealt with that. This time it was Nakobe Dean, and this time it was on a national championship defense that's losing a lot more than just its Butkus Award winner. Pop is going to be a guy in 2022 that is going to be a leader on the defense because, quite simply, he's playing the inside linebacker position, and a lot of people consider that the quarterback of the defense. And so we're going to see what Pop has to offer in 2022. I don't see why he can't be really good. And I don't see why he can't himself be a future Butkus Award winner. Georgia's had 2 in the last few years, and 2 that are going to be high NFL draft picks. Roquan Smith was a top 10 pick. Nakobe Dean will go in the first 2 rounds, I think. His stock's falling a little bit, but that's not the point. The point is to look at Pop and say, this is a guy who's going to play well. Now, it's going to be different. Nakobe Dean had Channing Tindall and Quay Walker. He had a seasoned group. Well, Pop's got a seasoned group too. It's just different names. Robert Beal, Nolan Smith, Chaz Chambliss. And then they've got, where's Smell Mondin going to be? Where's Jalen Walker going to be? Where's Xavier Sawyer going to be? The younger guys that we're not sure. But what we are pretty sure about is that he is going to be in the middle and that he is going to be sort of leading the charge in a way of this defense. Now, I talked about this last week, I think Jalen Carter is probably the best defensive player on Georgia's team. I think Keely Ringo is very important. I think Dan Jackson's going to be very important. Christopher Smith's going to be very important. I think there's so many guys that played last year, and I'm kind of going secondary, middle linebacker, defensive line. But he's going to be in the center of it all, and he's going to be probably starting for the first time. And we're going to see that this spring. We're going to see it in 2022. That is Georgia's biggest challenge on the defense, in my opinion. How do you replace Nakobe Dean? Does Pop have it? Let us know.